I think that that we're a long way away from, in metropolitan Minnesota, having a transportation policy that's ready for the 21st century. We have a transportation policy that's ready for 1960, but it is really, really hard in this community to ride public transportation everywhere you go, or even most places you go. We're building one light rail line generation right now. We should be building one light rail line every year or every other year. The bus system, the cost has gone up and up and up and up over the last 20 years, and the service quality has gone down and down and down and down. I think that we have to both radically redefine our public infrastructure and our public investment in transportation for the majority of trips that could be public transit trips. And then for private transportation, we need to radically redesign our car. We need a car, because we're never going to get, the way our city's laid out, we're never going to get all our trips done in public transportation. We're still going to have cars. So we need to have a car that doesn't run on oil. We need to have a car that, and this is not something that individual citizens can do. These are not personal choices that families can make or personal choices that consumers can make. These are decisions that have to be made by government and by industry, which is why we're focused on public policy. We think that both the transportation infrastructure, to get a majority of the trips on public transportation, and the auto infrastructure, to have the remaining trips that are auto dependent, have them not be based on oil. Those are both public decisions, not private decisions. I think that the public transportation is, I don't really subscribe to the view that public transportation is limited by the public willingness to pay or the public willingness to ride the transit. I think the quality of public transportation is limited by the politicians' willingness to invest. If you have high quality, efficient, frequent, comfortable, safe, reliable public transportation, and I can realize that I have a meeting in my house in 40 minutes, and I realize I can get there in 30 by just walking out the door here. Within 5 minutes, transportation will come by. Then people will use it. It's the lack of public investment.
So what?
It's that transportation. Everything in politics is compromise and different points of view advocating, but in transportation, the road builders have dominated the discussion, and they point to the love affair that Americans have with their cars, and they assume that the way we have it is the way it's going to be, the way it's been in the past is the way it's going to be in the future, and they aren't adding up these realities of the 21st century, that most of the oil left in the world is in dangerous places that are either not democratic, or they are democratic, they're not on friendly terms with the U.S. Most of the oil left in the world is in places like that. Most of the room in the atmosphere, dumping carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, we mostly used up our budget on that, and we mostly are looking forward at declining oil production with increasing demand. So that means the price is going to be, but the politics is not coping with those realities, because the politics is coping with just immediate short-term political pressure. Politics is not very good at long-range vision. Politics is good at responding to urgent demands. So right now, the most pressing transportation debate in the Minnesota legislature is people who are mad about congestion, sitting in traffic too long. That is the most pressing political debate, and an important fraction of the legislature thinks the solution to that is to build more roads. But transportation is a blind spot. It's a blind spot. It's a blind spot in the American psyche. It's our addiction to oil before it's our love affair with cars. I mean, I talked to some of the lobbyists out here. They say, I love my car. I said, well, what do you love about your car? I love getting in it, closing the windows,
freedom. And that's is there
For
any
virgin, for
is there any
virgin.
higher American value than the pursuit of